Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this video. But I just wanted to get on, still promoting my book, still writing the book, After the Ashes. This has been really a ride for me. It's really been a journey for me. I really believe and I thank God for all that He has done for me. And to be honest with you, when you go through things like losing a spouse and things like that, you can either be quiet or take a deep breath, hold it, and then breathe out, and then allow that hurt to provoke the praise in you. And when I say provoke the praise in you, I was listening to my pastor yesterday morning about praising the Lord even in your situation and the things that you're going through. Things God sent us through is not to destroy us, but it's to make us grow. And one of the things that with me doing the book, one of the scriptures that I use is, "Yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me." Well, one of the things stood out to me was the shadows of death. Even though you're walking through the shadows of death, you shall fear no evil because God is with you. Those shadows that come are not really what it seems to be. It really is just a figment of your imagination, because sometimes we get in fear, and when we get in fear, we feel the worst. But the scripture also said, "He who dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadows of the Almighty. And I will say to the Lord that He's my refuge, my fortress, and my deliverer. He's my strength." God is your strength. In your joy, you will have strength if you just have joy and not focus so much on those shadows and the shadows of death in that other scripture. Both of them, when I was reading both of them, for me, this is my personal revelation that God has given me about both of those scriptures. Both of those scriptures will give you joy if you just allow whatever the situations is, or whatever those shadows is that's coming. The shadows are really coming to destroy you, distract you, or get you off focus. But if you would just call the enemy on where he is, and you tell him that even though I'm walking through this, whatever this may be, the shadows of death or whatever it may be, is coming to destroy me, but God, I'm under God's shadow. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadows of the Almighty. You're under God's shadows, not the shadows of the wicked, but you're under God's shadow. You're under His wings. He's protecting you. So therefore, both of those scriptures, at the end, it doesn't matter, because both of those scriptures, you win. You're still under God's shadow, which means you're still under God's protection, which means the devil can only do so much. He can't kill you, and he can only do what God allow. God's not going to tell him to kill you, but He will let him test you. But in the end, he's actually helping God out, because it's driving you to a place where you have no other choice but to praise. Just like you backed off into a corner, instead of you're fighting, how about let's praise? How about let's give God some glory? Let's tell God how good He is for the situation and why we're going through what we're going through. I hope I really helped someone today. I hope I haven't confused you with the scriptures. This is just a revelation the Lord has given me about the shadows of death and about the shadows of His wings. In the end, God still gets the glory. Because in the end, after the enemy has come and tried to destroy you, and God comes in, when the enemy comes in like a flood, God will lift up a standard. That's another scripture. When the enemy comes in like a flood, God will lift up a standard. There's always been a standard. We just have to refocus our mind and reflect on the things that God has told us. Who we are, whom we are, and who we belong to. We will not be destroyed if we are saved. We're saved by grace, yes. But we're truly saved and truly serving the Lord, and we're truly yielded, we will not be destroyed. This body is only temporal. Heaven is eternal. Thank you. Have a good one.